Hi, I'm Valerie Cousin.
And I'm Gary Heine. We brought you the Food Growing Summit 2014, and just wanted to show you a little bit of what we're doing in our shady backyard here. We don't have full sun. We get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sun in various spots. And I'd mentioned on the Google Plus community that I'd never had luck with potatoes, and did anybody have an idea? And somebody responded and said, just make a chicken wire enclosure.
Pretty.
And so we already had this from a couple years ago. We were trying to grow mushrooms in there and protect them from the rabbits. So we just added another piece of chicken wire that I had, another pole, and then just put the potatoes, the sprouting potatoes, down on a bed of compost that we had. And then I'm just going to take some soil and just cover it. And then whoa. There we go. Whoa. And then as the potatoes grow up through it, I'll add soil and compost up to the very tops of the leaves, and they'll just continue to grow and then start spreading out. And I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but we'll keep you posted.
Because we understand that potatoes like to be mounded. They like to have up and up and up, so the potatoes can actually grow in many different layers. So we're hoping that we're going to have this huge, what is it, an apartment building of potatoes.
Potatoes, and we'll invite you all over for French fries in the fall. Yeah.
All right. So some of the other things that we're doing in the shady yard here is we've got some food-grade buckets that have housed a lot of different kinds of foods. We're doing some greens, kale and collard. We have some flowers in here, some parsley in the center, chamomile, some basil. These are some old beehives parts that we repurposed here to make some growing beds. So I made these in a circular this time to try and keep some of the rabbits out, because we've had a few more rabbits. But the dog does help, but it's not 100%. So the rabbits have been getting a few of the strawberries that we planted recently. But hopefully we're going to get a new big bed of strawberries this time.
And also, this was started last year as a lasagna bed, you know, where it was just full of weeds and grass, and we put down, you know, a big old square of, maybe 5 or 10 layers of newspaper, and then some compost and some straw on top, and some more compost, a little dirt, and then just let it sit for a year. And then when we pulled it off, there was nice, rich, more loamy soil in there, and there were some worms in there, and so that's what we made the strawberry bed out of.
Yeah, and so we just are doing greens. We have some mache, some lettuces, just some cool weather-loving plants that we thought would be well. The peas are doing really well. They're coming up here. And since we haven't passed our last frost date here in Louisville, we're just kind of taking a gamble with some of the things, but we've been covering them up when it gets real cold at night, and everybody seems to be doing pretty well so far.
And so they don't get as luscious, like the chard, and the kale doesn't get as luscious as a full sun plant, but it gets pretty nice. And so we eat a lot of good greens, lettuces out of these 4x4 beds. So and there's a lot of that's a lot of what you can do in greens and peas and potatoes in a shady yard, and I'm sure there's a lot more things. And also, if you want to check out the Google Plus community, it's the Food Growing Summit.
It's Food Growing Summit, Planting Community Resilience. If you look that up, you'll find the group, and you can just ask to join.
There's a lot of good resources on there. You can ask questions, get answers, like I did with the potatoes, and maybe you can answer questions for other people. So hope to see you there, and happy growing.